There we go. Okay. We should be live on both YouTube and TikTok now. Excelente. I'm going to be playing against viewers in this stream. I'll start off with some rapid while I, wait for the stream to fill up, though. What's up, Soccer? First comment and view of the stream, baby. Nice of you to join us. Goes there. I'm supposed to go here now? I think I will. Let's retreat. What's up, Alex? What's up, Kyle? Good timing. I try my best. Appreciate the follow. Apula Zuli, shout out. Let's go bishop back to e3. I feel like he's basically daring me to play e5. Why wouldn't I? e5, he just goes like knight g4, maybe? I'll just defend the pawn. Zod is the Michael Phelps of chessboards. I definitely am not, but I appreciate you hyping me up, Merc. There. What about bishop g5? e5 immediately. Then what does he play? Like knight g4? Takes, we trade everything off. Bishop f4. I could also go bishop g5, maybe. Then what if he tries like h6? What if I go e5? Takes. Doesn't seem great for me. Bishop g5, h6. Bishop h4. g5, takes. Not in love with that. Play cool with queen to d3. Pretty sure just e5 though. Bishop g5 and then knight to d5, yeah, but the problem is my opponent, I don't think would allow me that luxury, and they would play pawn to h6 first, saying, alright, if you're going to play bishop to g5, I'm not going to let you just keep your bishop there. So that's why I didn't go for it. Right, if I went knight to d5, then they would just take my bishop with the pawn. So I'd either have to retreat my bishop, but then they get pawn to g5, and then after my bishop goes back here, it's not really doing much after bishop to g3, right? It's just staring down at these pawns, and he could take on e4. After bishop to g3, knight takes e4, rook takes e4, my opponent just wins a pawn. Dun, 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 dun. The op's got a good setup, I think. Goes there. Bishop g5 now, since it directly attacks the queen. I feel like it should at least be considered. It's not bishop g5, I'm not really sure what it could be, so. Appreciate the follow, AB Jimenez, shout out. Do you like Juice WRLD, Zod? He's my favorite artist. He always has been, probably always will be. Goes f6. Doesn't seem like there's much options here besides taking, so take I shall. Retakes with the knight. Knight to d5 looks like a really natural move, just putting pressure on the pin. If he goes bishop to b7, Trying to train open that long diagonal though. Queen to d3, just developing the queen into the game. Then maybe preparing for the rook lift to the e file. I think I want the rook over on the e file immediately. Don't I? Is that the most important thing in this position? Say it is. Rook to e1. The side with the double, with the two knights, when you have this two knights versus double bishop, what do you call it? Imbalance in the game. Generally, if you just play slowly, like natural moves, you know, development, pawn to h3, things like that, then typically the side with the bishop pair is going to be a lot better. So if you're the side with the knights, you want to try and strike quickly, strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. So I'm looking for moves I can use to that end. I'm going to just go queen to d3, develop the queen, go from there. Appreciate you sharing the live, JD. Shout out. Appreciate you sharing the live, Nasir Kimper. Someone said knight to e4. I mean, his knight couldn't capture me, but he could capture with his rook, right? If I went knight to e4 last move, he captures with the rook, I capture back with the rook, and he captures with the bishop, and he's just up a piece. So there was no point to me doing that, because I would have just lost a knight from it. He decides to calmly develop his queen as well. Takes, knight to d5. Bishop retreats back to g7. Do I have any follow-up? None that I can see. I can go queen c4 maybe. King h8, queen h4. Bishop takes g3. Pawn takes f3. Sorry, not. Where does his knight go if I do that? There's no knight e5 because his queen is protected by the knight. I could... Maybe it's takes, knight here. Is that or queen c4? I feel like it's this, and I go here. Dun, dun, dun. I think I just try and trade off a bunch of material. I don't want my opponent to have the bishop pair in an open position. Maybe b2 is weak. And it's something I should be like uber concerned about, but I don't know. I think if he takes with the rook, I just trade rooks and there's queen a8 at the end, hitting the king and the a7 pawn. Queen and knight usually work better in tandem than queen and bishop. Are you from the States or from Canada, Zod? I'm from the US, but I grew up playing hockey, so you can only play, you know, for so long before the lingo rubs off on you. Wait, he retreats the bishop? This seems overly greedy. Now knight takes c5? What's his response to this? He might have missed it. Overly greedy as in he's trying to keep the bishop pair on the board. because a pair of bishops usually works far better in tandem, taking away squares from pieces than a pair of knights. What if queen c6? Do I go knight e6 maybe? Argue that maybe my knights are stronger than the bishops? Maybe. Could be a tough argument to make. Still, though, there could be tactics afoot with knight takes b7 and queen to d5 somewhere along the line as well. That's why I thought he had to trade the bishops, because or trade his light square bishop for the knight on e4, right? Because his dark square bishop is under attack. If he moves it away somewhere natural, then I have this tactic. So I was trying to get his bishops off the board, and if he didn't, then I had this tactic in mind. Yeah, that makes sense. He offers to go into an endgame, and if you're down material, that's generally not what you want. Which means if he's offering to go into an endgame, it's because he can't find a better line, keeping the queens on the board. Queen b3 doesn't work. Or does it? I don't think it does, like queen d5 even. Takes. Yeah, it's just the same thing. Alright. We'll just play the endgame. Rook and knight versus bishop and rook. Gotta move quickly though. Time management here is going to be super important. He's going to attempt to play quickly, try and get me in trouble on the clock, as he should. Want all of my pawns on light squares, where his dark square bishop can attack them. I was looking to just put him out of the game with that tactic. He did a good job defending it to where I still have the advantage, but we gotta play the endgame out, where anything can happen in the endgame. He goes there. Makes sense. He wants king f7, trying to prevent my rook from getting into the game. Gotta go. His rook has no entries. Go here. It's important to move quickly, though. Stop this pawn in its tracks, I think. Here's a blunder. Gotta move quickly, but there's no reason to move so quickly to like panic and play king to e2, where he could play king to d7 check, right? Because it frees up the e file for his rook. More pawn islands should favor me, I think. Ah, that's tricky. I can take with the rook, though. Because rook b2 check is covered by the knight, and if he takes with the bishop, it's a fork. If I take with the knight and it's a fork, then he just captures with the bishop, and at the end, he gets rook to b2 check. But this way, he doesn't get to pick up the pawn with check, because there's no, well, check. It's all about speed at this point. Block this check again. Oh, I missed that. I'm all in on the power push and P. Thought he was going to go for my f2 pawn. Gotta keep the speed up. First game of the stream. Oh, baby. Oh, golly. Oh, gee. Woo. Ay, 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 chat. That is an in-game well played. That is an in-game well played, baby. Zero mistakes, zero blunders. All right, we get the George W. Whew. First game of the stream, all right? Ay, ay, ay. W's in the chat. Woo. That was not an easy dub. Ay, ay, ay. Appreciate the GGs, the two GGs, Papa Y and Anita. Shout out. Appreciate the Tiny Diney and the two Roses, Orlando. Appreciate the Rose Dank Jesus. Shout out. Appreciate the Rose Gabriel. All right. That was an insane in-game battle, chat. We had to grind that in-game down. We had to grind it down to a win. It was not easy, not at all. All right, it looked for a while like the advantage was lost, but we managed to eke out the George W. Okay, so I'm going to be playing against viewers in this stream, so if you guys want to challenge me, feel free. All right, I won't be playing 10-minute games because there's a lot of people that want to play, so I try and limit it to 5-minute, 3-minute, or 1-minute games. All right. But the turning point in this game, by far, we're also live on YouTube chat, by the way, at General Zod Chess. The turning point of this game was right here, when I played knight to e4. The position is more or less equal, but the imbalance of the position is that it is very open, right? There's not a lot of pawns blocking other pawns. It's very open, meaning the long-range effectiveness of the bishops can be maximized in a position like this. So my opponent wanted to keep the bishops on the board. Now, obviously, this bishop's under attack, so he moved it out of the way. And then after he moved it, he thought everything was a-okay, but he missed this really, really nice move, knight takes c5. I don't know if it was a brilliant. I'll look. People always want to know. Appreciate the follow, Folix. Appreciate the follow. 12 most hated Slizzard J1s. It wasn't a brilliant. Let's see. This was a blunder on his part, transforming a losing position. Because if you take this seemingly free knight, then I just capture your queen here, and it's a free piece. So he couldn't do that, so he had to just give up a pawn. Alright, there's some lag in the processor right now. I don't know what's going on. Is it because my computer's low on power? Alright, we have some challenges for the viewers, so hopefully the lag lets up and goes away. Let's go ahead and play against LL6181. Also from the good old US of A. Let's play a King's Gambit. Opinion on lacrosse. I never really watched lacrosse before I got to college, and then a lot of my friends and I believe one of my roommates played on the lacrosse team, so I would show up to games and like cheer them on. And it was a lot more physical of a sport than I thought it was. When I would see, you know, any highlights of it on SportsCenter or something, it would just be like super pretty goals. So I thought it was much more of a finesse sport. It's a lot more physical. Do you also stream on Twitch? Not at the moment. I have a Twitch account, General Zod Chess, but right now I'm focusing on TikTok and YouTube, which are the platforms that we are live on as of right now. If you want to watch a stream on YouTube with the wider view, it's General Zod Chess. I believe I have the YouTube stream up and running. I forgot to double check that, to be honest. Okay. Knight to d5 looks really, really good here. Just threatening the fork, hitting the pawn, forcing his queen backwards. Let me make sure the YouTube channel is, or the YouTube stream is indeed up and running. All right, perfect. We are indeed live. What's up, Harrison on YouTube? What's up, Beast Guy David? He goes there. Oh! Oh no! The royal fork. That's alright. It happens to the best of them. Alright. I have definitely fallen for the royal fork more than once in my day. Happens less than it used to. I'll say that. But definitely still happens from time to time. The power of the knights, man. The power of the knights. Chess is such a sophisticated, well-constructed, thought-out game. You know, rooks cover the horizontal and vertical, bishops cover the diagonal, pawns are just the cavalrymen, kings do a little bit of everything, queen the most powerful piece, she does everything, and then the knight just comes in and it's just pure chaos. Like, there's no explanation, it's just a guy on a horse, or a horse itself, no one really knows or can seem to decide, but, right, he's like everything about, no one can even figure out if it's a knight or a guy, like a guy on a horse or just a horse, you know? No one can ever seem to figure that out, so, they're just pure, even the name for the knights are pure chaos, and then you get to how it moves. Would you say a knight or a bishop is better if you had to pick? It's not that one is better than the other. It depends on the position, right? So in certain positions, a bishop can be better than a knight, and vice versa. In other positions, the knight will be better than the bishop. There's a few determining factors. Namely, the knight is a very short-range piece. So in positions where it's needed, like on both sides of the board, or where it can't get into enemy territory easily, it's stuck on its own side of the board, right? It can struggle to provide offense if it doesn't have like a landing square or a spot where it can land in enemy territory without fear of being captured, right? A knight without that can be a very weak piece, right? But a knight with a landing spot can be a very strong piece. So landing spots tend to happen a lot more in positions that are open. Positions that are closed. So closed positions tend to favor knights more often than bishops, because bishops are also long range pieces, right? And if you have a bunch of pawns like clogging the board up, then it cuts down the scope of the bishop. And a really, really bad bishop can be made to seem like even a pawn in some extreme cases. Let's go ahead and play against Abro77 from Canada. Let's go pawn to d4. YouTube stream, wider view is much nicer. I appreciate it, Byron. Appreciate the let him cook the ice cream cone, the TikTok, and the lightning bolt, and the its cord, and the 2 TGIFs. Eisen, alright, shout out. I don't know if I got those. Sometimes I feel like I accidentally repeat things on stream, but I'm also, to be fair, usually locked into a chess game, so my attention is like diverted elsewhere. Let's go bishop to d3. He's taking his time, and that's important, especially when you're newer to the game starting out. You don't want to feel rushed. There's going to be people who are like, hey, you need to move, you need to move, you need to move. Like, it's important to take your time when you're starting out. Let's castle. Appreciate the follow, Aaron Williams. Are you close to 70K yet? I think we just hit 64,000 followers. I'm playing against viewers right now, chat. Accepting challenges from the viewers. Trying my best. Don't worry about it, Alex. Alright, you can't pay attention to the peanut gallery. Alright, I'll hop into a game and you'll have people who haven't played chess in 12 years being like, oh, what is this guy doing? He just blundered, you know? Don't pay attention to the peanut gallery. You just gotta focus. Make sure you all follow. I appreciate that, Mark. He goes pawn to b6. I think I can play pawn to b4 and trap the bishop. Appreciate the follow, Lamsoka. Appreciate the follow, Dang Jesus. Appreciate the follow, User69. Is this an arena tournament? We'll probably do a viewer tournament later on in the stream. I'll go ahead and play against the viewers for a couple games. And if you guys want a viewer tournament, let's see. We have 430 people right now in the TikTok chat. If we get up to 50,000 likes, we'll do a viewer tournament. How about that? Alright. If the people tap it up to 50,000, we're almost at 10,000. The stream's been live for like 30 minutes. Wait. Last time I said this, didn't we hit that in like 8 seconds? Okay, I'm going to sacrifice a bishop here. Play me a bullet chess. 13 game win streak. Hey, shout out. That's what someone in the chat just said. I am not on a 13 game win streak in bullet. Although I am doing really well. I've gained like 70 rating points over the last like day just playing bullet on my phone. My rating's still not back to where I wanted in bullet, but we're climbing, baby. We're on the climb back up. Is there mate here somewhere? His knight on b4 stops like instant mate, I think. Let's take a discover check. Appreciate the follow, Electrica. It was indeed a Greek gift, Cody. Yes, sir, Bob. I ain't talking builders. 59,990 more 6 likes on the YouTube stream. Shout out YouTube, baby. Pulling their weight. Is Elo pronounced E-L-O or E-Lo? I think the latter. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Elo, not E-L-O. I've never heard someone call it yellow, actually. I think I've heard people call it elo, I've heard people call it elo. I don't think elo is right either. Let's go queen to h5. Elo isn't an acronym? No, it's a rating system. Oh, you're saying elo isn't an acronym like... yeah, I see what you're saying. Let's go let's go rook to e1 for the check. Pretty open position here. King doesn't have a lot of squares to go. And now knight to b5 should be checkmate. Good game, Alex. All right. Well played. I thought you did a good job of taking your time, not moving too quickly. We have some more challenges against the viewers. All right, let's play against Merk Wahlberg. Merk Wahlberg. Let's go knight to f3. May Zod find an Ash Cash for being such an amazing streamer. One of my best friends at college, I call her Ash Cash. She was the captain of the softball team while I was there. She also played field hockey for a year. She had never played field hockey before. She played for like 1 year and set the college record for most goals scored in a season. So shout out Ashy Cash. She was also what do you call it? I mean, outside of just being a good friend, she was instrumental in the general rising to fame at college, because she worked at like the president's office, so she knew all the the higher ups at the college. And me and my friends went to Philadelphia my junior year for the Chiefs versus Eagles Super Bowl, because we had a lot of friends up in Philadelphia, so we were gonna have like a massive watch party there. Let's go queen to e2, put pressure on e5, and while we were there, we ended up helping save a family from a fire, and we like got on the news for it while we were in Philadelphia, and we thought it was like a fun adventure, and we didn't expect anything to come out of it. But then we went back home to, we went back to our college, and we like told our friends what had happened. And our friend Ash was like, that is insane, like people need to know about it. And so she told like the head of our marketing, the college's marketing department, about it. And so we ended up getting on the news there. We got like special thanks and stuff. The Nelson Aguilar interview, that was you? I don't think so. We never got interviewed by Nelson Aguilar. I wish. I bet you never thought you'd hear Ash Cash in a Zod stream. Shout out Ash Cash, catch him. Or at least mine. Or or the one I know. But now we take here, and it's 2 pieces for 1 instead of trading just 1 piece. We could trade the queens here, but bishop to e6 is much better, pinning the king and the queen. What's up, Liam? Hey, Zod, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Appreciate the follow, Dean. Anna Kramling or Alex Botez? Like, who's better, or who do I like more? I don't follow either one. I actually have no idea. I feel like Anna's probably at least a decent bit stronger. I could be wrong about that, though. Because Alex is pretty good. I don't know. In terms of, like, play strength, I know they've played before. They must have. But I've never, like, seen the games. Someone who's, like, actually seen them play will probably comment. If I had to guess, though, I would say Anna's better. As far as, like, who I like more, I don't watch either of them, regularly at least. But whenever I see a clip of them, it's pretty funny. I feel like Alex is pretty relatable with how much she rages. I feel as angry as her, if not angrier, after I make a bad blunder. So her freakouts, also with her little sister in the background, is pretty funny. But people really seem to like Anna Kramling because she's so, like, genuine. Anna's parents are also chess masters, I believe. So she also has a big chess background. But I don't really follow many chess creators like at the moment. When I was younger, the one chess creator I would watch would be the Chess Bras for the most part. Sirx Want Chess says, hi, I'm your fan from the Philippines. Shout out the Philippines, baby. They're both grandmasters? Are they seriously both grandmasters? I know her mom was. Wow. I didn't know both of them were. That's crazy. Let's go pawn to d5. 50,000 likes. We're going to go ahead and do a viewer tournament. Appreciate the hand heart. Saul RMW. Shout out. And his mother Pia is a super grandmaster. I don't think she was ever a super grandmaster. Well, I don't think you can officially be a super grandmaster, but she is still very strong, right? She was, I believe she was the highest rated woman in the, yeah, that's what Dre just said. The highest rated woman in the world at one point. Well, still, that doesn't give you the title of Super Grandmaster. I'm pretty sure being the second highest rated man in the world didn't make you a Super Grandmaster until like 1978, maybe 1980. Like if you were the world number 2, if you were anyone not named Robert James Bobby Fischer, then you were not a super grandmaster. By the textbook definition of what a super grandmaster is, a super grandmaster is a title. It's not an official title in chess. It's basically just like grandmaster is something that very, very few people in the world of rating rank in chess that very, very few people can hope to achieve. And so, but not all grandmasters are like the same strength, right? There are grandmasters who can dominate any field of chess term in the world, but then if they come up against like, you know, some of the strong grandmasters like Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru, those are the super grandmasters who are always going to be competing for the world championship, things of that nature. Super grandmaster is was kind of created just to create some difference when talking about grandmasters versus like potential world champion grandmasters. There's no official title for it. You become a super grandmaster when you reach an over-the-board rating of 2,700. Not an online rating, much different. Let's retreat the knight back to c6 here. Where would Bobby Fischer be ranked today? I mean, when Bobby Fischer was playing for his time, he was ridiculously far ahead of number 2. Like, as far as rating goes, it wasn't even close. Right? But chess is kind of like a sport in the sense that sports evolve. Just like in hockey, for example, in the NHL, back in the 70s and 80s, goalies didn't know how to drop down to cover the net and block shots. So goals were a lot easier to score back then. And in addition, you couldn't do much with the stick to lift the puck off the ice for your shot because all of the sticks were made out of like wood, you know? And it's very difficult to bend a wooden stick. That's how you get the power. As the sport evolved and technology within the sport grew better, then you saw people use carbon fiber sticks. So now the sticks bend a lot better. So they have much, much better shots. They can shoot in a way that no one of the past era could. And the goalies are now much, much better. The greatest goalie of 50 years ago, you know, would look like the worst guy ever in today's world. And that's kind of what chess is to an extent, because the same thing happened in chess that happened to the to other sports. It evolved. But instead of, you know, like the chess pieces getting, I don't know, glowing or something, we had access to the internet, and chess computers started becoming much, 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 much stronger than humans. When the time Fischer was alive, chess computers existed, but the strongest chess computer in the world was rated, I think, around 1,400 at the time, maybe 2,000 at the very most. So the strongest human was still better. But as technology grew and got better, now we know way more about the game than even Bobby Fischer knew. So Bobby Fischer, while his instincts, his ability to analyze and break down a position probably do still far exceed anyone of today's world. People of today's era are already far, far more used to playing much, much more complex games than Fisher was ever used to. So I think if you were to drop Fisher in his prime and give him the ability to catch up, then obviously, you know, natural ability, he would still be a top 2 player in the world. But if you're talking, what do you call it? Just dropping prime Bobby Fischer in, I'd still say he'd probably be like an outer top 20 player in the world, maybe, give or take. But now, appreciate the follow, Des. Like, Bobby would still be insanely strong. Don't get me wrong. Um, there would be certain, like, with all that being said, right, for example, there would still be certain positions in which Bobby Fischer would be able to outcalculate Magnus Carlsen. The likelihood that he's able to get to those positions isn't as great as it should be, because once again, Magnus and every other grandmaster who plays today has access to technology and resources that Fischer did not when he was in his prime playing. At the time Fischer was playing, he was rated, his highest rating was 2730, over 120 rating points ahead of second place. Magnus Carlsen's rating today online, or sorry, not online, but over the board professional rating today, for example, is 28, I think 40 right now. And he's only 40 rating points ahead of second place. So while his rating is higher because inflation and, you know, more and more talented people catch up, the difference between Magnus Carlsen and the second best player on Earth is smaller than the difference between Bobby Fischer and the second greatest chess player on Earth during his time. And that's not because there wasn't like anyone good. There were plenty of chess titans in Bobby Fischer's time. Spassky is the biggest one, probably a top 10 player of all time in his own right, but he kind of doesn't get talked about, like you don't hear him talked about like Magnus or Hikaru, kind of because of Fischer, right? If Fischer didn't exist, then Spassky probably would have just been the strongest chess player on the planet and won non-stop world championships for his prime. We're at 40,000 likes, chat. Once we get to 50,000 likes, I'm going to go ahead and make a viewer tournament, a tournament for the viewers that everyone can join and participate in. All right. I'll be joining in the tournament as well. So if you want to play against me, you'll have the chance to do it within the tournament as well. All the games will be unrated, so you don't have to worry about joining, losing rating points or anything like that. Let's keep going. Planet? Huh? Bobby can't enter the top 20 leaderboard today. I don't know about that. I mean, if you were to say Bobby, like, playing the same exact chess he did back then couldn't, then yeah, you'd be right, because his chess isn't as great. But obviously, if Bobby was playing today, he'd have access to computers and he'd quickly catch up. I think Bobby Fischer in his prime easily today would be top 20. There's no question. There's just some instincts in the game that he had that are just so rare. His calculation ability is insane. Can you become a grandmaster? It's a lot of work. How can I play against you? Just send me a challenge on chess.com. Becoming a grandmaster is something that takes years and years of time and commitment. We'll go ahead and play against Beebus. 60 decks from the US. Appreciate the 5 W's, Josh. Shout out, baby. Appreciate the rose sounded. What's your club name so I can go to the arena? The club name is Zod on Time. That's where I'm going to be hosting the tournament. How to join club? All you have to do is go to chess.com, search up clubs, and then search up the club Zod on Time. You can find clubs on social if you're on the browser, and if you're joining through mobile, all you have to do is go to more, and then scroll down, you'll find clubs. Can it be bullet? We usually do one blitz tournament, and then we follow it up with a bullet after. Let's go pawn to h3. Is Magnus' calculation ability underrated? I don't know. I mean, Listening to Magnus, it sounds like, if anything, his calculation ability is overrated. Because if you listen to Magnus, he doesn't calculate that much. Or he does calculate, right? But he doesn't rely on calculation as his main source of figuring out how to win a chess game. He relies more on his intuition and feel for the position than looking at cold hard things. And every player is different. Like, that's a Magnus specialty. He named, like, Gukesh, who's up for the World Chess Championship against Ding this year. He said Gukesh relies almost exclusively on calculation, but every player is different, right? What about his ability to calculate the opponent's plans? I think I'll take and go for the fork. I mean, his ability to calculate his opponent's plans, that's again more calculation based, and I think that goes into a more, once again, player who leans on heavy calculation like Gukesh. Obviously, there's still a lot of calculation that goes into Magnus's game, but I don't think it's as heavily reliant on, like, just seeing everything. I think being able to sniff out his opponent's plans is a huge part of it. The biggest thing that makes Magnus who he is his ability to, because he's able to play so accurately with such speed, he's able to get his opponents into time pressure on the clock. And these are still the best players in the world. So usually, even if he gets them into time pressure on the clock, they go into an in-game where where the player who is defending against Magnus Carlsen has drawn that in-game hundreds and hundreds of times against the other best players in the world. And then what separates Magnus is he will keep that in-game going on for 30, 40, 50 moves longer. So you might reach move 80, move 90, right? He will wear you down, slightly, just gradually improve his position, make sure he doesn't do anything too committal that brings the game towards its conclusion, if that conclusion is going to be a draw, right? He just keeps wearing you down bit by bit, and then eventually, because we're human and we make mistakes, he's somehow able to just make people crack, find wins in positions, in in-game specifically positions that no other grandmasters are able to find. I think I don't think Magnus is the greatest, like, all-around chess player of all time. I don't think he's the greatest, like, calculator. I don't think he's the greatest attacking player of all time. I also don't think he's the greatest defending player of all time. That would probably be Hikaru. But he is the strongest chess player of all time. So, you know, that's because Zod is better. I appreciate you hyping me up, Shiva. Chat, we're at 47,000 likes, or once we hit 50K, I'm going to do a viewer tournament. We're also live on YouTube with General Zod Chess. You don't come up when I search your name? Never mind, I got it. All right, I'm glad that got fixed. It's good to know I exist. Let's take here. Ronaldo or Messi? I don't follow soccer. So I'm not really informed enough to make an opinion. It always seems like Messi is the better pure player, but Ronaldo's just got, like, more aura, you know? Like, it's a business, and Ronaldo will be better for your business than probably any other human being on the planet. Like, you can't get that anywhere else, you know? Even if you can get the talent somewhere, you can't get the personality, the swagger around it. So appreciate the follow, Grady. Shout out. All right, chat, we hit 50,000 likes, so I'm going to go ahead and make a tournament for the viewers. All right, if you guys want to join, it's going to be free and open to everyone. Why am I on... Why am I off of dark mode? I don't like this. How do I get off of dark mode? I do not like this. Nah, everything's too bright. Alright, Let's go ahead and create a club. Or create a tournament in the club for the viewers to play in. I'll figure out the brightness of it all later. I think it's in the settings. I think you're right. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. Alt F4, mash it. You're very funny. Hurry, it wasn't born yesterday, buddy. It was not born yesterday. You ask for advice from the internet. Alright, I don't know what else you're gonna get. I don't know what else I expected. Internet's gonna internet. Okay. So we're going to make it a 3-minute arena tournament. We'll have it start like 8 minutes. Give everybody some time. GG's. Okay. There we go. It's been created. Let me copy the link. If you guys want to join the tournament, first you need to join the clubs odd on time. If you're on mobile, just go to more and then go to clubs. Scroll down until you see clubs and then search up the clubs odd on time right there with no spaces. If you're on browser, just click on social, search up the clubs odd on time with no spaces. And then after you join, if you're on browser, you can join off of the live link in the chat that I just posted right here. All right. The newest link at the very bottom. If you're on mobile, all you have to do is go to play and then you go to tournaments and you'll be able to join. Make sure you're on live tournaments and not daily tournaments. All right. If you're on daily, then you won't see it. The tournament Zod Cup number 37 will only appear if you've already joined the club Zod on time. So if you're not seeing the tournament after you go to play in tournaments, it's because you haven't joined the club. I've been losing most of my games today. Do you think I should play? I mean, what's the worst case scenario? You lose again? So, I say always send it. If the worst case scenario is you do something you've already done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, for me it's thousands and thousands and thousands of times, then, you lose them all, but the rating stays the same and you still live to see another day. Appreciate the Chili George FT 1884. Appreciate the Rose Riley. Appreciate Let 'em Cook XSMQSH. Shout out. Alright, I gotta change shirts while we're waiting on people to join. Good games, Beebus. Shout out. I just saw you. Oops, leave me a comment in the YouTube chat. Ugh. Alright, once again, chat, I'll leave the club name up. Hold up. I should make sure I do that. There we go. If you guys want to join, once again, all right, under upcoming events, there it is. The more the merrier. All the games are unrated. It's open to everyone of all ratings, all right? Your mudda can join. Your mudda's mudda. Everybody is welcome. I need to find a shirt. Do a quick wardrobe change. I threw my past in the fire flame. I watch it burn away. Everything I thought I knew about luck in the inferno and turn away. Sometimes life is way too fun. I can't. Oh, we got a wardrobe change. Appreciate the follow, SMLX. Inactivity detected. Whoa! The live almost ended before the viewer tournament started. It starts in 1 minute. Are you a goalie? Do I give off goalie vibes? I've always been good friends with goalies. I've never been one. I wanted to be a goalie when I started hockey. But then I took 2 steps on the ice and found out I could skate really fast. And I was like, alright, I'm good with this. How to find the tournament? All you have to do is join the club Zod on time with no spaces. Search up clubs on chess.com. Go to social. Search up the club Zod on time. And then after you join, you can go to play tournaments, and then you'll see Zod Cup number 37. Or you can join off of the current events in the club bio. But you have to join through the club first. Okay. We're up against Michaelis and Gambit. I don't know if that's an actual Gambit. If it is, hopefully I don't fall into it. Alright. Well, what just happened? What? 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 Okay. YouTube, are we still alive? The TikTok stream just ended because of inactivity. I restarted it. How do you join the tournament, Zod? Asks They Love on YouTube. All you have to do is join the club Zod on time. Search up the club first. Let's go knight to c6. It's not a Gambit, just a fun name. Fair enough. Respect, respect. Okay, let's take... YouTube still live? Excellente. I thought I'd have tricks if I hung this. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, but he can somehow retreat. This is a lot more okay for him than I imagined. I had to restart the TikTok stream because it said I was inactive because I hadn't clicked on the live. I don't really know what to do, so I just made a move. I'm new in chess, and now I even see it in my dreams. Welcome to the squad, baby. Welcome to the squad. H4. I guess I'll go here. Castles, pretty logical. I'm not really sure where to go. I guess I'll go here. No, it's... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, chat. Oh, I did go bishop to b5 because he had c4. But that would have been better than just hanging my queen. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, I was not paying attention. On to the next one. I just was not paying attention at all. Kind of looked before I leapt. Alright, we are not starting the viewer tournament off with a bang, but it's only first game of the tournament. I'm sure we have plenty of time to make up for it. Can't see opponent details on YouTube. Wait, what? Yeah, why did this change? Thank you for letting me know, though. Let me change that real quick. Perfect. Appreciate that, Casey. I don't even know if this is any good. It's probably not. Eh. Still can't see? It should be good on YouTube now, right? Oh, it's bugging on TikTok too. What happened? The live, like... There we go. Okay. There we go. It was bugging on TikTok and YouTube. I thought it was just YouTube. Thank you for the heads up, chat. Now I can get back to focusing on the chess game. We're up 2 pawns here, so that's really good. Let's try and open up the F file, probably. Let's go here. Walk our queen in one way or the other. Okay, I'll walk it in this way because I hit the king with check, and I get the bishop. We take the bishop, but this is better because we fork the king and the queen. Could take the queen, but... Okay, we'll take the queen. Take here and threaten this rook first. Don't take the rook immediately. Take the knight first, threaten checkmate. Both rooks are hanging, and mate is on the board. Good game, LL6181. Shout out. I just lost 100 elo. Ugh, it'd be like that. Right, not in the viewer tournament, obviously, because all these games are unrated. Play the Petrovs, why not? Is this a tournament? It is indeed a tournament with the viewers. If you want to join, all you have to do is join the club, Zod on Time. Search up clubs on chess.com and search up the club Zod on Time with no spaces. Join that club, and then you can join the tournament. It'll be under current events. Let's go here. Harass this knight on the edge of the board. A knight on the rim is dim. Its chances are usually slim. We say that because a knight on the edge of the board only has access to half the amount of squares a knight normally attacks. A knight that's centralized in the position hits 8 squares, but a knight on the edge of the board can only hit 4. So its movement and effectiveness are usually sliced in half. So you want to keep them centralized. Good game, Teziv. Shout out. It's okay to put them on the edge of the board sometimes if you plan on bringing them back to the center very, very soon, right? If you're trying to like hook it onto a square further, kind of boomeranging it back and forth. We're up against Chess Kid 98700. I'm down 150 elo. Keep sharing knowledge like that, Zod. I got you, baby. All right. Whenever... Sometimes I get to explain things. That's a very nice part of the viewer tournament. Sometimes if I'm playing in the viewer tournaments, my viewers will make mistakes that I don't get to talk about or exploit as commonly when I'm playing against like really high rated opponents. So I can use it as a teaching moment for everybody. Let's go pawn to d5 and then probably pawn to d4 here. Appreciate the rose and the 2 GGs. Tiniko, shout out. Let's go bishop back. And then just retreat. Oh, there was a loose knight there. Now I think we just start pushing the pawns down the board. There's a loose pawn on a2, but I'm more, I guess I'll capture it. Just because I get the pawn on b2 next. Just oh, I could have captured the knight, because if he takes with the queen, then I guess the fastest way is trading the queens off, I think. Or offering to, at least. He can capture on h6 if he wants. Because you can't stop the pawn now. Because I go rook to e1 check. Two queens are always better than one. When it comes to chess, at least. Let me get the George W. Good game, chess kid. Thank you for sharing the club name, Any Good Reason, and Cuddly Bear. Shout out. Appreciate the heart me. I can't play you. Writes down two queens are always better than one. That's it when it comes to chess. Let's go knight g to e2. Is it only considered the endgame if both queens are off the board? Yes. If only one queen is off the board, generally it's not considered the endgame. It's just considered one side is winning the game. There are some exceptions. I think when, what do you call it? If you have, like, one side has a queen still on the board and the other side has two rooks, but those are the only pieces kind of left in the position, then you generally classify it as an endgame. Even though one side still has a queen. Because the two attacking forces generally cancel each other out enough to where the only way either side can win is by the creation of another queen. Which is what the endgame is all about. How do I go to find a club? You have to go to social and search up clubs when you hit social. If you're on mobile trying to find it, I think you just go to more on the chess.com app. I need some more water. What is the maximum number of queens? The maximum number of queens you can have, theoretically, in any single chess game for one side is 9 queens. You start with 1, and then if you were somehow able to keep all of your pawns and push all of them to the edge of the board, then you would have 9 queens. If both sides did that, then you would have 18. But I said, the most one side can have is 9. What's up, brother? Still cooking? Doing our best, baby. Doing our best. Appreciate the follow, Isaiah God's version. Shout out. Queenside Castle. Let's go queen to e1 and then maybe queen to a5. I want to keep the queens on the board, if I can here. The name of the tournament is Zod Cup number 37. You'll only be able to see it. It'll only appear to join if you've already joined the club Zod on time, though. Let's go pawn to f4. Try and point some more pieces towards the queen side. Put him in more pressure. He's getting a little low on time, so yeah, when you're low on time, you can be a lot hastier. And you're much more liable to make mistakes. We'll see what he does here. The name of the club is Zod on time. You have to join the club before you can join the tournament. Let's take. Retreat the bishop. How long have you been playing chess, Zod? I've been playing chess since I was 3 years old. My parents got me into the game when I was really, really little. Let's take on f4, pin the rook. I can pre-move this because he can't move the rook at all to stop it. He can go king b6, but then I'd have queen takes b7. Good game, Mikey32. Very, very well played game. We're back up against Michaelis and Gambit. Is this the same opening we played last time? I can't remember. The stream died and I was like trying to figure that out. I played black last time we played, I know that, but this doesn't feel like the same line. No, it definitely isn't. Are you live on YouTube right now, Zod? We are indeed live on YouTube over at General Zod Chess. If you want to go check that stream out, we got a wider view over there for the YouTube audience. So typically as white in this line of the Alekine's defense, a big problem for black is he doesn't have anywhere good to put this light square bishop. So you want to play pawn to h3 typically before you move a knight out here. If you do it after, then black's bishop gets this pin going and it gets a good square to develop to. If you're playing it as white. Appreciate the follow, Michael Friels. Appreciate the follow, Pebble. Can I play in the viewer tournament? It's open to anybody and everybody, alright? Of all ratings. So absolutely you can. Doesn't matter if you've never played before, if you're brand new, if you're a grandmaster, alright? Anybody, everybody is welcome. The mutters. What if I go knight here? Seems really dumb. So I probably shouldn't. But part of me says, yo, you could totally do that. But I won't. You'll just play here. I gotta be careful because of this pin. Like if I castle here, I'm in trouble. Could have castled before. I also gotta go. I guess I'll just play this to start. Figure the rest out later. Trying to avoid doing anything too committal. That gives him the chance to like trade pieces off in a way he might like or see some kind of advantage in that fashion. Could castle kingside. That's one option available. I could take the pawn. I don't think that works though. I think it's a poison pawn. I think it's best to just castle kingside. Could be scary, but it kind of is what it is. Let's go here maybe? This is kind of horrifying to play. How do you join the club? All you have to do to join the club is search up clubs and search up the club Zod on time with no spaces. Now what? It's a tough position. I'm not sure if I can survive it, and if I can, I'm not sure how, but I gotta go. I do know that. He's playing this crazy well. Oh, I have 23 seconds. But this doesn't work, right? Yeah. I don't know. Come on, move. I have 6 seconds. Appreciate the follow. Mason listens to Music Zero. Appreciate the follow. Daniel Roosevelt. Shout out. What is there to think about here? Kind of nervous to pre-move now. Like, what is he considering? Ay, ay, ay. Good game, Michaelis and Gambit. Shout out. I mean, he was just outplaying me that entire game. Whoa, almost mouse slipped to G5. I'm still in time scramble mode from that last game. GG. How did you get that comeback, Zod? I don't know. Once the queens came off the board, though, I knew I had at least a chance. Wow, shout out Lord Demetrius Bartholomew, alright? In second place, 700 paving the way. Appreciate the follow, Jose Zaninga. Shout out. What was going on? I was pre-moving every move, so I was moving before my opponent made a move. I was basically just kind of guessing what he was going to do. My guesses were pretty weighted. Like, I was using forcing moves, mainly going after his king, to make sure that if he did something that caught me off guard, I could land him in check, so I'd then have at least a second to react to whatever he actually did. That's how I was able to move as quickly as I did, and accurately as I did, because a lot of my moves I was just like eliminating the possibility of him not getting in check. I would like to see General Zod versus Witty Alien. I wouldn't mind playing against Witty. That would be pretty fun. I like using his Gambit. Shout out the Alien Gambit. Actually do not love my queen over there. So let's just go here. If he plays like Bishop G5, we'll just go H6. Attempt to go H6 if my mouse will let me. Have you ever played good chess? Well, I try to every day. You know? Doesn't always work out that way, but I do my best. Is all anyone can ask of you. That is what I've learned. I just blundered everything. I thought I had mate. I think you did have mate. Or I don't know about mate, but it was like what do you call it? I would have had to give up material, so I had the much worse position. Here from TikTok, says Amro on YouTube. Shout out, baby. We're also live on YouTube chat over at General Zod Chess. Jordy says, I'm just versing 1000 rated, getting destroyed. All the games are unrated, alright? Sometimes you have to lose before you can win, you know? Losing is how you improve and get better. Improvement in anything, no matter if it's chess, riding a bike, raids, whatever it is, stems at the very core from your ability to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm for what it is you're doing, you know? If you can do that, then the progress will take care of itself. That's a fact. No matter what it is you're doing, chat. 100%. You can apply that to anything. Chess, reading skills, whatever you want, you know? I don't know why reading skills is up there. But would you come to Spain? I've never been outside the US before, but I would love to travel outside the country one day. Spain would definitely be one of the places I'd want to visit. 100%. He's low on time, so let's aim to move quickly. Put him in time trouble, if we can. There we go. Now there's no way of stopping me from getting another queen. Let's bring the bishop in. Good game, Lord Demetrius Bartholomew. Very well played, my good sir. Extraordinarily well played. Let's go on again. We're up against JFax 11, also from the good old US of A. Zod, have you ever played against Gotham before? I have not. I don't think Gotham knows I exist. I would love to one day, though. That would be fun. Either playing against or collaborating with Gotham, that would be mad fun. He does not know I exist, chat. I don't think so. I've only been like streaming and stuff for about a year now, and it's only been on TikTok. I even just started just now on YouTube. Here from TikTok, shout out, baby. Have you played Hood Chess? I have played Hood Chess. I like him. Wait, what's going on? Why does it say waiting will auto-resign in 0 seconds? Did they quit? Wait, what? They made a move though, didn't they? Oh, did they lose connection? They might have lost connection or their phone died or something. I'm JFax. It kicked me out of our game. I don't know why. Can you get back? I went to Germany and played chess on a board where the king was probably 4 feet tall. It had handles. Now that's sick. I'm sorry the game glitched on you, JFax. Zod, have you played the Blunder Panda? What's that? Shout out newbie LOL in first place. I believe undefeated in the tournament. From the Philippines. Shout out, baby. Part of the USA are you from? I'm from Oklahoma, but I went to college in Massachusetts. Walked the plank this spring. I'm Demetrius. Thank you. Very well played, baby. It's blitz, so I always aim to move quickly. I feel like they've played this line very well. Sometimes you can catch people lacking right out of the opening, especially if they're playing too quickly for their speed, but shout out to the Ops who's got himself a nice little position here. He wants to keep things the same with no imbalances. I see. Let's go here, so there's no b4. Do a little rotating with the pieces, maybe. If I go knight here, bishop there, seems a bit risky. Oh, that's a big hole. Oh, now I have an isolated pawn too. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, he's using rook lifts? Oh, this is no 1100. Okay. I mean, maybe it is. But this seems probably like an 1100 who doesn't play blitz much, so he's probably much stronger in a different time control. Or he could just be playing very, very well. This might just be 1100 chess nowadays. I'm out of the loop. Gotta move quickly. Let's finish development. Try and get something happening sooner rather than later. And I blundered. Alright, well, you still gotta go. He spotted it too. Credit to him. If he hadn't played it, I would have played the rest of the position never knowing I blundered. Wow. Gotta defend this pawn, I think. I mean, I gotta make something happen, but it's not easy figuring out what needs to happen. Gotta go. Gotta find a move. It's not an easy position to find moves in either. I'm looking. I'm looking. Whoa! What is this? Is there a checkmate there? No! Played too quickly and blundered. I thought he was gonna check for some reason. Alright, let's play quickly, but let's not hit the panic button. Okay, now we hit the panic button, because that was a brilliant tactic! Who is this kid? Oh, I blundered mate in one! Oh my gosh, I blundered mate in one. Shout out. I mean, he just... I think I played that game pretty passively because I was thrown off by his strength, but he deserved that. He deserved it. Credit to him. There's 27 minutes left, and that kid is undefeated. We can try and mount a comeback here, chat. Try and seize first place back, but we really needed that win because we were 12 points down in the tournament. So it's going to be difficult. We're going to need to get him again. We're going to need to get a little lucky with the matchmaking system, and I'm going to have to try and win every game very quickly. Try and build up a new streak. Let's go here first, I think. Now we'll take. Takes with the F pawn. We push here, I think. Just sacking pieces. Just go back. Trying to get super aggressive. Okay, there we go. Get a quick win, but we're going to need a lot more of those. He played at 99.8% accuracy. He definitely did not play at 99.8% accuracy. There's no shot. Because that would mean I played... probably not. He played at 99.8% accuracy in the game, though. Is that what you're saying? That's crazy. All right, we can't... All right, we can't tolerate cheaters. We'll examine after. All right. I hope not, though. I hope it's just a really strong player who doesn't play a lot of blitz, so hopefully their rating is low. But we also can't let cheaters prevail. All right. Last guy was cheating. Not the guy I just played against, the 1100. Well, we don't know that. I don't want to not only make empty-handed accusations, but imagine he is just an 1100 who played a really, really good game, you know. He's like having the term of his life. He's riding an all-time high. He looks at the chat to see how they're hyping him up, and all he sees is, yeah, this guy's a cheater. I mean, if you're not cheating and someone calls you a cheater, personally, I think almost everyone who like gets that comment takes it as a compliment because they know they're not cheating. So, you know, to think there's someone that thinks you're playing so well that you could be cheating, right? It's like a compliment. Even though they don't mean it as one, but right, getting called a cheater is a compliment when you aren't one, yeah. Because then you're just like, oh, snap. You're like, you think I played that game? I mean, a lot of times you can just kind of tell, well, the guy you just beat is just salty and like throwing things out there, but it's still kind of a good feeling, you know. Of course, then if you actually are cheating, it probably isn't a good feeling to get found out. Let's take. Once again, we got to continue playing quickly, try and get as many W's quickly as possible, catch up to the guy in first place. I can pre-move going here, and if he blocks and captures my rook, I can go here to checkmate. I don't know if I should pre-move checkmate, though. Okay. Good game, Padres Dog Fan 10. Shout out, baby. Appreciate the follow, Newbie LOL 017. Appreciate the follow, Maxi Poo 27. Up against Yo Checkmate. Yo Checkmate. Appreciate the rose, the chest plug. Shout out, baby. He's cheating half the game and throwing in blunders and normal moves to lower the accuracy. Oh no. What's the theme you're using? It's kind of cool. When I say I hope people are wrong, obviously I'm not like trying to call anyone in chat. I just always hope, you know, it's not the worst case scenario, which is a cheater, right? We'll investigate when we get a chance. There'll be plenty of time after the tournament. If it's what the people want, we shall investigate. I guess I'll just get aggressive. I gotta play faster. Once again, pick up the speed. We're in second place by a big amount still. First place is ahead of us by 7 points. We're making up a wee bit of ground, but it's not the most. Let's go here. Double our opponent's pawns after they've castled. When you've castled, you generally want to try and leave the pawns in front of your king alone. You don't want them to be captured, and because then that opens or weakens the area around your king, weakens his protection, right? What's up, princess who needs... Oh my gosh. I'm not reading that user, Dave. But what it do? When's the next guest at ELO? We're going to have it tomorrow. I'm going to make a video just letting people know soon that we're, what do you call it, going to be doing guest at ELO on Friday, but it'll be Friday. Alright. We're live on YouTube. General's Odd Chess. All right, if you guys want to watch the stream with a wider view. What did you major in college? I was a business major. I didn't go to college to be a business major. I went to go play hockey, and so obviously you still got to get that piece of paper while you're out there. And so business was the major I settled on. Got to get wins quickly. I'm gonna go here, sacrifice a knight, or attempt to. Maybe he won't take it. I know more about Zod than my own grandma. Ay, ay, ay. You ask your grandma some questions. Oh, what are you doing? Go ask your grandma if she ever plans on becoming a GM. I want to play hockey. It's one of the most fun sports in the world, for sure. I love being out there on that ice, baby. You fly. It's great. You're just out there gliding, having a good time, enjoying the cold. Appreciate the follow, FBGLA850. Do you read YouTube chat or only TikTok? I try to read both. It can be a little difficult to read both, because right, trying to manage two different streams while simultaneously, or two different stream chats while also playing a chess game, can get a little overwhelming sometimes when it's like in the tense moments of the game, but I do my best, I'm trying. I'm also still new to streaming on YouTube. This is only like the first week I've done it. I've only ever done it like I think this is like the 5th stream we've done on YouTube. So I'm still getting used to it. So I'm sure the more and more I get used to it, the easier and easier, or the more and more natural it'll become for me to look at both chats, making sure I don't like miss something along the way. I guess I'll go here, and if he checks with the queen, I can just take the bishop. Good game, Lionel B. Shout out. Do you play video games at all, or just chess? I play video games in my spare time. A little. I mostly just like watch sports, work out, play hockey. I must say, now that I'm home from college, I lead a pretty simplistic lifestyle, but I enjoy it, It's one I have fun with. Trailer Park Trickster coming into the stream, dropping a galaxy. Oh, baby, shout out, alright? I appreciate it. W Trailer Park Trickster. We get a galaxy. We have 17 minutes left in the viewer tournament. We're still in second place by a decent margin. Oh, wait, no, we're in first now? What? Okay, we're in first now. But we have to continue playing quickly if we want to not only maintain the lead, but build on it. I guess I'll take here. I'll take here. And then I'll take here. And I'll probably go rook here, but I do need to see what he does first. You can never forget chess is a conversation, right? No matter who it is you're playing against, it's important that you listen to what they're saying with their moves, not just waiting for your chance to talk or your chance to move. Listen, react to the moves they're making, see what threats they're generating, if any, and then assess based off that. Let's go here. Chess isn't a dance. I mean, you could also probably use like dancing analogies for chess, but I'm not very good at dancing, so I use the poetic version to sound cool instead of the dancing version. That was quite poetic. See, Fat Batman gets it, alright? If Fat Batman's on your side, you know you're doing something right. Let's go rook to d1. Use hockey as the metaphor. I mean, I feel like one of the metaphors with hockey is that every player on the ice needs to play a certain position, right? And the better you play your particular position, the more you do your specific job, the more you put your team in place to like succeed. Chess and minor pieces are pretty similar in that regard, right? Everyone gets the same pieces, but the positioning of your pieces, depending on where they're going to be either more dangerous or not, right? And so sometimes the difference maker isn't who's the better player or who's the better team. It's just it comes down to who is in better position, who is in better position to be in the right place at the right time, you know? Obviously hindsight is 2020, but so many things happen so quickly over a hockey game you can't just predict everything. There's a ton of stuff going on at lightning pace. Chess is similar in the sense that you can't predict everything because there's too many options, too many outcomes to consider, to try and just calculate everything. So you try and put your pieces in the best position possible. And again, the side that wins sometimes is it just boils down to something as simple as better positioning. You have to help your pieces so they can help you. Appreciate the follow, Sebastian. Beautiful Zod. Thank you, Wario. What's the best way to get better, playing or studying, Zod? You kind of have to do both, right? You study, and then you have to play in order to put into practice what you've studied. Because chess is, there is a lot of muscle memory in chess, right? You do one thing, and then maybe like you hang your queen and then you're like, oh my gosh, I lost the queen and then I lost the game like 3 moves later. I'm never doing that again, right? So you learn certain things off of muscle memory, and you develop habits. But in order to improve, you kind of have to shed off some of those habits, or at least enough of those habits, in order to make room for newer ones, right? And even if your thought process changes, say from studying a book, and it changes to something like better, when you play an actual game over the board, it's not going to be the same exact positions that you read in the book because chess is way too varied for that. There's too many positions. So it's going to take you time to adjust and look for new moves that are inspired by that new line of thinking, right? Instead of the old moves that you would go for, which are the common ways of thinking. So you kind of have to study, find new ways of thinking, new ways of approaching a certain aspect or part of the game that you hadn't considered before. And then you put that into practice in games, you know? I always recommend if you're trying to improve, and I've been, you know, what do you call it? Using this strategy myself. When it comes to my personal improvement over the last, or attempt at improvement over the last couple of months, you should always prioritize playing slower chess and slower games if you're focusing on your overall improvement. In some specific instances, like maybe you just want to learn like in opening a lot, I think Blitz can be helpful for that because you can play a lot of games quickly. Repetition is important with openings, just like kind of familiarity with an opening is important, I would say. So Blitz can be helpful for that, or Bullet can be helpful for just you learning to lean more on your intuition and instincts rather than calculation and analysis. But for overall improvement, the slower the game, the better. Like rapid with a little bit of increment sometimes, you know, things like that. When it comes to the NFL, I'm kind of tuned out this year till playoffs because I'm a Cowboys fan. So not a whole lot to pull for this year. Right. Or any year for that matter, but at least we're usually like good until the playoffs. This year we didn't even last that long. Appreciate the follow, Caleb Brumley. Shout out. Can't say anything. I'm a Falcons fan. Papa Zod loves who is it? Kirk Cousins on the Falcons. I think the Falcons can make a run in the NFC. Like the only true, what do you call it? Like contender in the NFC, in my opinion, is like to win the Super Bowl. Are the Lions. After that, I would take every other team in the AFC, like the top dogs in the AFC, over the rest of the top NFC dogs, I think for sure. It's not a guarantee. Like, obviously, once the playoff starts, it's a whole different ball game, and we could see different styles of football enter in play. Players step up, perform at heights they previously had, and other players shrink, et cetera, right? But I don't know. Based off of what I've seen so far, the NFC is wide open, you know? Or at least that's the vibe it gives off to me. I could definitely see the Falcons and Kirk Cousins making a run because the talent is there for sure. I don't know if Kirk Cousins is a quarterback that necessarily like. I think he's good enough to get you to the playoffs, and then he's been there enough to where he can win you a game. Enough talent on the rest of the team. Someone gets hot, other teams get hurt. You know, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Although I do think the Lions are still a top dog. As a Falcons fan, I like to believe we would get to the playoffs, but my dreams keep getting crushed. I think they'll make it. I think Kirk and the boys are going to run this year. I don't know if they'll. Because isn't their division wide open? Aren't they leading their division? It's terrible now that this division with the Buccaneers, Panthers, Saints, right? Worst division in football, isn't it? We need Prime Julio back. Well, I don't know if you ever get Prime Julio back because that's one of the greatest receivers of all time. People don't talk about him enough. Just how good he was in his prime. Or not even in his prime, just how good Julio Jones was in general. And for how long. So consistent. Let's go E5. We're still in first right now. The 1100 is on a 10-game win streak. He hasn't lost a game yet, but it seems like he's playing games at a much slower pace than everyone else. So even though he's winning, arena terms can kind of sometimes boil down to how many games you've played. For example, I don't have as clean of a record. I've lost 2 games this turn, but I've played 5 more games. It seems like all of his games are going down to the last couple of seconds. Zai, could you tell me how many people are in this tournament? We have 98 players in the tournament right now. Which is insane. Shout out to all of you participating. Do you watch basketball? I watch the NBA. I'm not too huge into college basketball like I am college football. I mean, obviously, you know, tune in for March Madness, but outside of that, I don't like keep up with it or anything. In the NBA, since I grew up in Oklahoma, I've always been a Thunder fan since they, what do you call it, moved to the Oklahoma area. Grandma Zob was always a big Thunder fan as well. Let's go Rook to C8. Appreciate the follow, Seth. What origin is Zod? I'm from the planet Krypton, baby. And it's nice that the Thunder are good again. It's been a couple dark years, you know. Go Thunder, Thunder up. Yes, sir, Bob. I ain't talking Builders. Thunder are a great team. I think they're the favorites in the West. I think it's them and the Warriors. Maybe the Nuggets. Who's your profile picture of? That's of the person my username is named after. General Zod is a comic book villain. From the DC comic universe. He's basically evil Superman. He's from the same planet Superman was on that blew up. But Superman was sent off in like a rocket ship before the planet blew up. That's how he survived. Zod was basically sent to a dimension that turns you into a ghost because he was put in jail. Because he tried to overthrow the government because he claimed that no one was listening and that they were going to damage the planet beyond measure. I mean, it turned out he was right, but they wouldn't listen to him, and so he tried to overthrow it by force. He failed, and he got thrown in jail. So when the planet blew up, he was actually perfectly safe. And then eventually, somehow he got out of this ghost dimension jail called the Phantom Zone, and that's how the villain Zod made it to Earth. where he got all of the same powers as Superman. I got the username from a YouTuber I used to watch, 2BC. On YouTube, he was a hockey YouTuber or a YouTuber who played hockey video games. I watched him when I was like 13, 14. And when I made my chess.com account, I think I was like 17. So I didn't have any idea of like a, chess channel or anything like that in mind, but I just thought it'd be fun. There's only 5 minutes left in the tournament. We got to see if we can win at least one more game, maybe two. Are you going to be watching the boxing fight tomorrow, Zod? Probably not. Wait, what is that? Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson? Yeah, I don't really care about the celebrity boxing fights. You know? I wish those people would just do celebrity chess matches. Those would be infinitely more entertaining. You see that from time to time. It's always really cool whenever some like non-normal chess players, chess or influencers or streamers or popular players like Speed versus Pacquiao sit down for a chess game. It really is such a universal game. Like everyone like knows it, Few master it. Hard to do. Still trying still trying to figure that one out myself. Chess boxing? Chess boxing? I don't know. Like, one of the cool things about chess is that I could play against someone like Alex Botez or Pia Cramling, and go all out. Because I know if I don't go all out, they'll probably beat me, right? I have to respect what they bring to the table. Chess is the only like competitive, or one of the only competitive like atmospheres or games or environments where everyone is completely even along the playing field, regardless of age, gender, your genetics. None of that factors in. Just you, the chessboards, and pieces. I would not be punching Pia Cramling in chess boxing. Right? That is not happening. I haven't seen her much, but the few, what do you call it, streams I have seen, she seems like so, nice. Just seems like the nicest person ever. Have you ever played Botez? I don't think I've played against the Botez sisters, either one of them. I might have played against the older one a long time ago in an online game. Maybe. I don't think so. Or maybe my older brother did. I can't remember. I don't think so, though. Right, this is his defense. Okay, let's go here. If he captures the bishop, I'll take his queen. Any advice for a beginner? When you're starting out, you always want to make sure to look before you leap, right? Try to visualize the piece that you're going to place onto a square. You always want to do your very best to try and imagine it on that square before you drop it there, right? That's called visualizing in chess, and it's not something I talk about when I move, because everyone who plays chess for long enough, you start doing it subconsciously. But when you're just starting out, it's something that you have to kind of remember to do, It's not always the easiest thing to remember to do. Do you think practicing blindfold chess actually helps for intermediates? I don't know. I've never practiced blindfolded before. I can play blindfolded chess, but it was never something I practiced or aimed to be able to do. I just know how to keep track of the pieces in my head. Let's go here. You have to watch JoJo's. I've seen some of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Let's go here. Only a minute 29 left in the tournament. We're tied for first place right now with Jack Nasty from the US. So we'll have to try and win at least one more game if we want to get the George W. We can pre-move it here. It looks like Tropical Trainwreck is trying to make this thing go the distance. He can't make the time run out, though. There's a minute left, and there's 15 seconds left of the clock. He realizes it. So we're up 4 points. We're in first place with... we're up against Not Handsome. There's only 53 seconds left in the tournament. What's your rating? In Blitz, it's 2400. In Rapid, it's like 2460. And in Bullet, right now, it's like 2700. He says, hello, Zod. Would you trade a bishop and knight to take a rook? You can sometimes use logic for that one. So you use the value of material. Every piece in chess is... assigned a specific value. A pawn is worth 1 point, a rook is worth 5, a knight is worth 3, a bishop is also worth 3, and a queen is worth 9. So you can kind of do the math on it. If you treat chess like two armies going head to head, and you treat material value as the army's force or the army's number, right? The army with a greater attacking force is typically going to have an easier time securing victory. So a rook is worth 5 points, and a knight and a bishop are both worth 3. So 3 plus 3, 6, is worth more than 5, obviously. So a knight and bishop, therefore, should, in most cases, be more valuable than a rook. You can do the math to help you figure out other things along the same note, like 2 rooks versus 1 queen, right? 1 queen is worth 9 material points. 2 rooks are worth 5 material points each. 5 plus 5 is 10, so therefore 2 rooks are worth more than a queen. All right, the tournament ends. We do secure the first place spot. All right, shout out. Coming in second place, Jack Nasty, and then coming in third is Not Handsome. All right, are you standing or sitting down? I'm sitting down. I get this question a lot while I'm streaming. Do you notice if you played somebody before, or are there just so many players you don't notice unless they're high profile? I would say with Bullet and Rap, or when my Bullet rating goes up, I would say 2700 and beyond, the pool of players is very, very small because there's only about, I'd say 1,000 players total within that rating range versus like tens of thousands in other rating ranges because you're closer to the top. Same with Rapid. Once you hit about 2450, because there's such a smaller pool of players, it's pretty easy to memorize most players I play against. I still play against a new player every time I stream, I want to say, but I'll also, if I'm playing like one-time control, if it's Bullet or Rapid, I'm probably going to run into the same person or someone I've played against before, at least once a day. But in Blitz, where my rating is lower, where it's only 2400, most of the players I play against are pretty new because I'm not in that like upper echelon where the rating pools are much smaller yet. Have you played Gotham Chess before, Zod? I have not. Are you going to do... What's up, Rickety? Are you going to do a Bullet Arena tournament with the viewers? We are indeed going to be doing a Bullet Arena. I need to order some food. Alright, big dog's gotta eat. And I ain't no damn puppy. Woo, woo. I used to say that to the boys before games. I'd be like, big dog's gotta eat. And we ain't no damn puppies. And then I'd get all the boys barking and stuff. And then our coach would come in and be like, actually, Zod, that's a double negative. I'm like, alright, coach. Like, you sleep in the rink overnight. But now we're gonna use proper English and etiquette? Like, what? Nah, I love that coach. Absolute beautician. He'd always go out of his way to try and teach me life lessons. He was pretty funny. I'm pretty sure if America, what do you call it? If there's ever a revolt against the government, I'm pretty sure I'm in his Minutemen group. He made me sign a thingy. Or not sign a thingy, but the verbal agreement. I was like, yeah, why not? So, be looking for me, chat. Alright, if things go down bad at some point in America's future. Zod Speed Cup. I got completely distracted. I think this is 33. Okay, so we're going to do another arena tournament. It's going to be a 1 minute bullet tournament. All the games are unrated, so they're open for everyone of all ratings. All right. I know bullet isn't a lot of people's cup of tea because it's really fast. You know, people are used to playing slower time controls, but you know, once again, all the games are unrated. Have some fun. Join. Don't worry about joining in like you have to win the whole thing. So I created it. Let me go to the club. Copy the link. Post it in the club chat. Appreciate the rose. Appreciate the 4 roses chest plug. Shout out. I don't know if I got that. Okay. Social clubs. Let me post in the live chat. Feed cup link. There we go. If you guys want to join, all you have to do is join through the link. Make sure to join the club first or the tournament won't appear. Search up clubs and search up the clubs out on time on chess.com. No spaces. All right, the more the merrier. We're approaching 3,000 members on there. Shout out. Bro, how can I join? I just don't understand it. You have to search up, go to clubs, or if you're on mobile, just go to chess.com and then you go to more. And then you scroll down until you find clubs, and then you search up the club Zod on time with no spaces. Zod, are you Sigma? I am me, and there's no one else I'd rather be. Alright? That is my answer to that. Has hockey helped with chess or vice versa? I think I think chess, there's like a lot of stuff going on, and there's 64 squares on a chessboard. You have to be paying attention to a lot of the entire chessboard instead of just one little sector. It's called getting tunnel vision. And there's a lot of things going on in hockey, and because it's very easy to just like look down or look at what's going on right in front of you, I think I was always able to like, have a bird's eye view of things, which helped out a lot. So that helps. Let's bullet rapid. What's the difference? It's basically just how much time you have in the game. Bullet is the fastest time control, and you typically have 1 minute for the entire game. You and your opponent have 1 minute for the entire game. Blitz is typically 3 or 5 minute for you and your opponent for the entire game, so you both have a little more time, but it's still decently fast chess. And then rapid is the slowest version, where you and your opponent have at least 10 minutes of time, sometimes longer, depending on the player. It can be up to 30 minutes of time. So it's really like 10, 3, 1 for rapid, blitz, and bullet. Rapid is 10, blitz is 3 to 5, and then bullet is 1 minute. Sometimes 2. Appreciate the follow, Lorenzo. I've never been a huge fan of 2 minute bullet, just because it's a weird in between. Like, if you're going to play fast chess, you may as well play 1 minute. If you want to play blitz, where you have a little bit of time to think, you may as well play 3 minute. But some people like the balance. All right, the viewer tournament is starting in 3 minutes. We could do some puzzles to warm up. I've been yapping a lot, so my voice is kind of getting Gonzo Alonzo. I'm not gonna lie. Yap Patrol. Which way is the pawn going? Okay. On you, me and you until the end. No talking babies odds about that action. No, I wanted queen come on. A mouse slipped there. I wanted queen takes f3. My bad for all the stressful times that we had. I know you scared that I'm gonna relapse. I love that. Let's go out tonight. Come on, go. Alright, tournament's gonna start soon. I don't want to miss the tournament, so we'll back out. What's up, Zach? Quit the puzzle rush a little early. I can't find the link. The link is in the live chat. If you can't get to the live chat, all you have to do is go to play, and then you go to tournaments. Make sure you're in live tournaments, and you'll see Zod Speed Cup number 33 there. If you've already joined the club, that is. It won't appear in live tournaments if you haven't joined the club, but if you already joined the club, Zod on time with no spaces, then it'll appear. Appreciate the heart, me, Jay McLeod. Shout out, baby. Are you live anywhere else right now? We are indeed live on YouTube. General Zod Chess, if you want to check the stream out with a wider view. I should have ordered food before the tournament started, but oh well. A long, long time from tonight. Do you have a Lee Chess account, Zod? I do not. I've heard nothing but good things from Lee Chess, though, so I definitely want to get an account on there sometime. I just haven't bothered to make one yet. Appreciate the follow, Street Slayer PS. How do I join the club? Just go to chess.com, go to more, and search up clubs, and then search up the club Zod on time. The name of the song before was Not Enough by Juice WRLD. I got God on my side. Remember when he sent you to me that night? Had to cuff you up like a cop on a heist. So I must testify. It's 1 minute chess in this tournament, so we gotta play with some speed. I was doing so good, I was number 8 and my Wi-Fi went out? That's terrible. How do you get so good? Part of it is reading, studying books, being willing to compete, and never settling, like, never thinking when I push up to like 2200 for the first time or 2300, 2400, never thinking any of those ratings were the best rating I'd ever reach, you know? When you push up to a new rating that's very hard for you to acquire, takes a while or something, it's important for you to be proud of it. You should always be proud of your accomplishments. You know, anything that you put in the work to achieve, you should be proud of and celebrate. But it's important that you don't limit yourself to that accomplishment, right? You don't reach like a new personal best rating and then you're so scared of like losing it, you start playing passively, or you start playing to not lose instead of playing to win or improve like you were before. It's really rare that you feel the real love feeling. Some people get hurt and never love again. Some people get hurt and get the drugs and bend. Some people get dressed and go and hit the club to men. Do you read a lot? I did growing up. I read a lot less now than I used to, though. Appreciate the follow, Naguib. Zod, I bought the Bobby Fischer book. Shout out, baby. All right, let me know how you like them. What inspired you to play chess? My parents got me into the game when I was like mad little. On to the next game, if it will give us a next game. Okay. Appreciate the follow, Jake Newt. Shout out. Yeah, he wants the queen and the bishop battery, but because I fee in... Oops, I wanted this. Because I fee in Keto, there isn't anything like super... Oh, whoa. To forget you now. What's up, Wi-Fi? Zod, I love you. I appreciate that, IRS. Not good at the IRS, alright? There's not a good thing the government is in love with the general, but everyone should be. Even the government. When's the next guest the Elo? We're going to have guest the Elo tomorrow. On stream tomorrow. It's not finding my next game. Let me refresh. Love the content, man. Helping me gain Elo alert. I appreciate that. Though. On to the next one. Can you defeat Magnus? Definitely not. The man is in a different stratosphere of talent than me. Like, I'm pretty good, but I'm not, like, better than the best player in the world good. I don't know many people who are. Alright, Ops kind of lost it on that exchange. I think they miscalculated users of that exchange. Good game, Agent Nuggets. Next game against Ryan Murph. It's the best way to learn chess. I haven't played at all. I think one of the best ways to learn when you're starting out is books to help get you into the game. I think the book Bobby Fischer Teaches Chess is one of the best at doing that. It was the first chess book I ever read, and it's how I helped pick up and learn the game. I call it the chess player's Bible because I think it just like does a really good job of helping you develop your chess eyes and your chess vision for the game. You kind of start gaining a sense of what's important, and it's very easy to read even if you've never played chess before. You can still get through the entire book. I had pinned to the top of my channel in the TikTok shop if you guys want to check it out. I also saw Gotham Chess's book was on the TikTok shop. So I thought about ordering that and reviewing it for you guys and putting that on the TikTok shop. I didn't know if people, what do you call it, would be interested in me doing that. What's the first book? It's Bobby Fischer Teaches Chess. In the first game against you, I wanted to play the Dark Vienna. I didn't realize you would play that. Oh yeah, I played the Alekines. They threw me in the car. I gave your name as my emergency phone call, honey. Ring and ring, even the cops thought you were wrong. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do-do, do-do-do. Oh! Alright. Obviously that's a mouse slip. I'll just go here. Like, obviously he meant to trade rooks there. Doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure that out. Like, you know, when it's that obvious and that blatant of a mouse slip. Like... Got you dancing in the middle of the club. Got you dancing in the middle of the club. Let's go here. Free night. Good game, Jeffrey Susan. Shout out. You have great honor, buddy. I respect that. I appreciate that, Slap Central. Why is it when I go on chess.com I can't pre-move and my menu looks so much different? You have to enable pre-move in settings, and I have... this is my like custom theme with the glass theme. You can change your theme to match this. It's just the glass theme on chess.com. What's this game and what platform? Steam. This is chess.com. I'm playing through the browser right now on my computer, but you can also download it for free on the App Store and Google Play Store on your phone as well. Zod was a Japanese samurai in his past life? Maybe. When I was like 11 or 12, I was super into being like a ninja. That's what I wanted to be. I think I bought this. Mamazot bought me like a book on ninjas, and I thought their lives and like the things they were doing were pretty cool. But honestly, the samurai were cooler until it came to the whole like, well, if you fail, you gotta like, do the whole swordy thingy through your own stomach, and that's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for nobody. I didn't want to do that. That sounds awful. And like, I don't know. Sometimes the way they made it sound, it wasn't always their choice. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm out on the samurai. I'm good. But I always thought ninjas were cool. I was a little creeped out when I found out one of the ways that ninjas were able to maneuver through the shadows very quickly and easily was that they were able to blend into objects like trees and things like that because as a baby, their parents would dislocate their bones, allowing them to like kind of just stick to things, smush against things. So they were a lot harder to detect. Yeah, I was like, all right, I don't want to get my bones dislocated. That sounds super painful. So I was kind of out. But maybe if I ever have a kid, he can get the ninja treatment. Or I'll ask him when he's like old enough to make that decision for himself. So when he's like 6 hours old, maybe, it's probably pretty good. Okay, I could win a free piece here. I because there's just so many things scarily wrong about my position. I see there's like free material everywhere. What? Oh, he thinks this is. I he missed that his knight. He could. It was a queen trait. I didn't win his queen. He was winning that game for sure. Just bullet kind of got to him. Appreciate the follow, Ryo Arm. Very well played though by the ops. Shout out. You're not winning this? Ooh, that's what user 11844568201 said. Famous last words. Why can't I join the live chat? If you're on mobile, you might not be able to join the through live chat. You can go to play and then tournaments instead to find the tournament. You don't have to join through the tournament link. Live chat might not work for mobile. I don't know if it does or doesn't, but you don't have to use live chat to join the tournament. It's a free rook. It's 3:20 a.m. in Germany, bro, and I watch your stream every day. I appreciate that, Musty Avi. Shout out, baby. All right, get some sleep though, but I appreciate the support. What was the song before that one? It was Bottle by Juice WRLD. It's unreleased. What's up, Shaq? How we living, baby? So crazy. I appreciate that, Ryo. Let's take. We're up against Seth's. Playing a fantastic game, by the way. Why does Juice World have so much unreleased music? Because the way Juice World would make music, instead of sitting down and writing down a song and then releasing it, he would just go into the studio and sing whatever was coming to mind. But what he would do that so well that that would just be his finished songs. They were basically never written down, just thought up on the moment, sang on the moment, recorded on the moment. And that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about Juice WRLD, because one of the things that differentiates him from other rappers is he's a lot more human sounding. He'll talk about the highs and the lows of his life instead of trying to just put out like a perfect image of himself. But I think a lot of that stems from the fact that he made music in that kind of way. If you sit down and try and think up rhymes by yourself of a topic you really enjoy, I think it's pretty possible to come up with something where, you know, it always sounds catchy and you're always kind of in the right. But that's not human to always be in the right, you know? You hear all these songs where like people justify like being well, basically just being a bad person. Instead of just admitting they were a bad person, you know? They were like, yeah, I might have done something bad, but it would be cause and effect. And it's like, it's a lot more human to like talk about how you feel in the king of the moment. Undefeated Zod. We are undefeated at the moment. There's still 15 minutes left. We're only halfway through. But that's why Juice WRLD had so many unreleased songs. He would just go into the studio every night and then freestyle probably about 10 songs a night, he said. So he had hundreds, if not thousands, of unreleased songs when he passed away. The people who would record music would talk about him like he was a myth, because they'd never seen someone who was able to record that high quality of a product just on the spot over and over and over and over. When they would bring Juice WRLD in, like, you know, if someone wanted a feature, right, they would pay Juice WRLD, and then he would come into the studio. They would give him the song where they wanted him to do a feature, and then he would freestyle 3 different versions of a song. He would go over the song once, freestyle one version of the song, then he would do it again, talk about something completely different. It would sound completely different. And then he would do it one more time, and he would just tell them, pick whichever one you like best out of the 3. And they were like, this is insane. Like, there's people that would take months and still couldn't put out this high of a quality. So how is he just like, you know, doing it off of the top? Benny said he did 8 songs in one day with him. That's crazy, but I believe it. Benny, shout out Benny. He was always one of the huge advocates for saying just how insane Juice WRLD's talent is. I don't think Juice WRLD is the only artist to ever do that, obviously. But he was unique in just how well he was able to do it. I remember when he would go into the radio show, and that's I think the thing that differentiated Juice WRLD from all the other rappers. Most rappers like rap to get rich and famous, and so did he, but he also just loves the art of rapping. Like, he just loved it, you know? And I think it was most obvious when you would see it. He would go into radio shows and do a freestyle. This is like pretty typical for an up-and-coming rapper or artist to go into a radio show, and then all of your street credibility comes about how well you can do a freestyle song off the top of your head that no one's heard before. And if you're really good at it, then everyone will listen to it and be like, oh yeah, this guy is like the next hot thing on the block. But if you're bad at your freestyle, if you stumble up your words, you know, you trip up, you mess up the flow of the song, then people will be like, this guy isn't the real deal. He's garbage. It doesn't matter how good your actual songs are. That's just kind of how the rap community works. And so because it's such like a high stakes, you know, position, right? You don't want people calling you like sorry or bad, because there's so much high stakes. rappers as a whole will come into the studio to do a freestyle, but they'll, before coming into the studio, they'll talk with the producer and they'll give the producer a beat, and then they'll have a pre-written song already memorized that no one's heard before, that's like unreleased or just the public hasn't seen or heard, and then they'll go ahead and use that as the freestyle. So they're not actually thinking up a song or rhymes off the top of their head. They're just kind of they're faking it. It looks like they're doing it, but they aren't actually. And to the audience, like, we have no way of knowing if someone is thinking up something off the top of their head or not. Like, you can like try and there's some signs usually, but right, you never actually legitimately know. And so to the audience, right, we just care if it's fire. So all the rappers who would come in to do a freestyle would go ahead and have a pre-written song down, and they would give the radio host a beat to play. But Juice WRLD, when he came in to do a freestyle, he would never want to hear any of the beats beforehand. He told them, throw something at me I've never heard before, or I want something random that I've never seen or heard. He loved the challenge of it because he knew he was going to kill it. He just looked forward to it. There was one, so most rappers or artists, right? They don't like doing true freestyles. Freestyling, putting together words in harmony with a beat that you might not have even heard before, with all its ups and downs, synchronizing that all up in rhymes that still speak to your character and like your style, is insanely difficult. So most freestyles will last around like, a long one is like 7-8 minutes. And there was a radio host who came in, let Juice WRLD freestyle, and Juice Juice WRLD just freestyled for an hour and 20 minutes straight without taking a single break. The kid really was special. Let's go here. Rook to e8. He's just going back and forth. He was crazy. He was indeed. Shout out. Appreciate the rose, yeah. Shout out. Appreciate the 2 W's, Amish dude. That's why freestyle competition have such odd beats, so it's harder to, use a pre-made rhyme set. There's only 10 minutes left in the viewer tournament. We're still in first place. Have I lost yet? Wait, Chad, do I have one loss or are we undefeated? For 600 Elo, he played really good. Yeah, he played that game very well. I've been very impressed overall by the quality of games in this tournament. My bad, I haven't been doing much commentary on the actual games. I've kind of been yapping. But the actual like quality of gameplay by everyone has been very impressive. I've been very close to losing multiple games this tournament, but we are we are still undefeated. Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you, Nesh. Let's take here. Rook a to d1 probably, and now we take on g7, hitting the rook. If he captures the bishop, then the rook teleports down the board. Oh, I could have taken the rook for checkmate. Good game, Oski. Oh, we're up against Dre. All right, Dre, let's see what you got for me. Mm-hmm. 8 minutes left in the tournament. Dre, you're so insanely fast. It is crazy to me how quick your speed is. Like, there are definitely 2500s I play against who could not keep up this type of speed. 100%. The speed is crazy. I appreciate you, Mustabi. I didn't have pre-move enabled, so slow. Ah, yeah, if you're playing 1 minute bullet chest, pre-move is definitely a necessity. You don't have to use it like every move. In my opinion, its use is kind of limited until like the last 10 seconds of the game. We sneak in the fork. He might try and fork me. Ooh, this is a nice tactic by him, but he missed this part. I didn't know I was playing against you. Appreciate the follow, Kingdom. He kept up pretty well, TBH. He did. Classic fork. Haven't seen one of those in months. You might need to get some more silverware, Tanikio. Alright. You see what I did there? You see what I did there, chat? I think I'm funny. Hush! We must push the pawn! Good game sets. 5 minutes left in the tournament. General Mod! General Mod is in the chat! Alright, Rickety, we can play it in-game. No, this actually is, what do you call it? The only mod of the channel, because it's Rickety. Rickety, click it. Jay McLeod dropping the bloomin' ribbons. Shout out. Alright. Hopefully the confetti isn't coming down too early, because we still do have 5 minutes left in the tournament. Alright, we are not out of the woods yet. By any means. Well, out of the woods is in like a perfect record. I guess we've got first place kind of locked up more or less. My roads traveled. I'm not sure I'm supposed to play this, to be honest. Rickety! Oh no! Oh, I'm not gonna give him time to think. I'm not gonna give him time to think. Yeah, Rickety, well played, baby, well played. Insane in-game by Rickety, shout out. General Mod. One of the toughest challenges. Everyone's been playing so well this tournament. I played against Bang Pasco earlier too, and he had a fantastic position. GG's out. Thank you, Nesh. This is a weird line. Can you say Joel is a good boy? I have no idea who Joel is, so he might not be. Alright. Can't just be handing out free compliments for these people. Makes me think of the time I almost got canceled because I was just shouting out new followers I got and on stream, and one of the new followers was named Harvey Weinstein. So I was like in the middle of a game, I was like, or I think I had like 20 seconds left on the clock, but either way I was like, appreciate the follow Harvey Weinstein shout out. And I was like, wait, what did I do? Did I just shout out? I was like, oh no. What's the name of this song? It's called Can't Nobody, but Can't is spelled with a K. By Lil Wayne. Greatest poet on the planet. All right, we have time for probably one more game here before the tournament ends. Try and squeeze in one more George W. if we can. Maybe two, but we'll see. Shave a Cloud dropping the team bracelet and the cheer you up shout out. St. John mentioned Culture Zodiac. I got you, baby. Let's keep pushing P. Good game, Angel Baby 97. Is that a Gillicky? Shout out to Gillicky. No! It's the last game of the tournament. Ow! Monica Lewinsky. I couldn't tell if I wanted that pawn or not. No, the tournament ended. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna be able to like hold that because the G7 pawn was so loose. All right, we get saved by the bell. Good game, Isayagi Yoichi, 2004. Shout out. I actually kind of brought that back kind of well considering we were down a queen. In first place, we have the General, undefeated 20-game win streak to take the tournament. In second place, we got Bang Pascal. Shout out from, I believe that's okay, Indonesia. I wanted to make sure I didn't get it switched with Poland. Why did it abort? Whenever a game is played in a tournament and that tournament ends, whatever the position of that game is in the tournament just gets aborted. I don't like that because people will take the last game less seriously, but that's just kind of how it goes. And in third place, we got General Mod. All right, shout out Rickety. All right, almost took down the General as well. That's General Mod. Congrats to everyone who participated, chat. All right, shout out to each and every single one of you. You know, I hope everyone had fun with the event. I always like doing the viewer tournaments. All right, we'll definitely be doing more of them. Tomorrow we'll be doing Guess the Elo. I'll be live later tonight. Chat, I need to go eat. I am absolutely starving. You came in fourth, Agiliki? Well done. You've been placing high up lately. Keep it up. I should have ordered food as soon as the tournament had started, but that was on me. Rookie mistake. Alright, but I'm absolutely starving, chat. What are you grubbing on, Zod? I'm gonna order Domino's because, through the Uber Eats app, because they're, you get like a $9 purchase, so I'll give myself like chicken Alfredo, and then I get like a random sauce cup, like say marinara sauce, right, which costs $1. So then that costs like $9.50, and then I get a medium 2-topping pizza for free because it comes for free with a $9 purchase. So the 2-topping pizza costs like $17, and the what do you call it? The Alfredo costs like $9, so it's like $28 total. But it only costs like 12 total because of what do you call it? The deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But thank you guys so much for stopping by the stream, chat. All right, I appreciate the support. Be sure to follow the stream. Be sure to join the Discord if you want to get in your submissions for Guess the Elo and for what do you call it, for Guess the Elo and for submitting your game for Best Game of the Week. The link to join the Discord is in the channel bio. All right, thank you guys so much for all the support on YouTube lately. We've been popping off on there, as well as the TikTok. We just hit 64,000 followers, so shout out. Appreciate the support from all you guys, chat. All the likes, tapping it up. All right, we hit over 70,000 likes on the TikTok stream. The numbers look a little deceiving because I had to restart the stream, but I appreciate the support. All right, be sure to follow the YouTube channel. I've been streaming off of there as well. All right, with the wide angle. Be sure to keep supporting that. All right, thank you guys again for all the support, chat. Shout out Jay McLeod with the bloomin' ribbons. We'll be live probably later tonight after I eat. I was supposed to go live last night, and then I don't know what happened. My knee started flaring up, and I got well, the stomach ache was for me overeating, but my knee started flaring up, so I wasn't able to. But hopefully I'll be live tonight. I plan on it, so be on the lookout for the stream in probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But as always, chat, thank you guys for stopping by the stream. All right, and remember, as always, to end the stream, the world is cruel. So choose to be kind. I will see you all later, chat. Have a good night. All right.